This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning. It is a wonderful Friday, December 22nd. A little foggy out there for you today. Ray Collins is on vacation. Thanks for joining us this morning. It is 6 o'clock straight up.
Yeah, that was a nice shot because it showed you how the fog is located in some locations,
yes,
but other places, not so much. So it's one of those things where you'll be driving along and just doing fine, and then boom, you hit the fog and it really gets thick in places.
It really does. A lot of slowdowns out there. Take it slow because like John was saying, it'll come right on you and you can't see a street sign, you can't see a street light, you can't see the person's brake lights right in front of you. So go a little slower, use those low beams. Lots of fog out there today.
Ebbs and flows, that's the way it's going. So I think maybe this hour it might be just a little bit better than it was a couple hours ago, but the worst of the fog usually occurs just around the dawn hour. So it's still on its way, still not out of the woods yet.
Its way. So
not out of the fog yet.
We're not out of the
fog.
That's
right. It'll be lifting, though, at about 9 o'clock, bringing partly cloudy skies, but until then, a dense fog advisory is up for the entire viewing area. Visibility is reported at a quarter mile or less at areas around Punta Gorda and the Sarasota Airport, and in inland areas, the same sort of situation. Here's the Cortez Bridge webcam. Can't see anything, then all of a sudden it clears up, then all of a sudden the fog comes back, and that's exactly how it goes and will go throughout the morning hours. This kind of breathing in and out of the fog, if you will. Local temperatures are all holding in the mid-60s most everywhere. Not going to get much colder than that because that's our dew point value. And today, as we head into the 7 o'clock hour, you'll start to see that fog beginning to lift as dawn breaks. And then around noon, 76 degrees under mostly sunny skies. By 3 p.m., rain-free and just glorious at about 80 degrees. Complete forecast for the next couple of days coming up in a few.
All right. Thank you so much, John. All right, let's take a look at your first alert traffic. Like we mentioned, the fog is really the big story out there today. Leave early, really foggy in a couple areas. Now, if you're headed out for your holiday travel or maybe some last minute, or maybe you're starting your Christmas shopping, you've got some slowdowns right there in Manatee County on State Road 64, as well as University Parkway a little bit farther south, and 41 is experiencing some slowdowns if you're headed southbound in there near Bayshore Gardens as well. Now, if you want to head a little bit farther south, you've got a couple more slowdowns. Things are starting to get a little bit busy out there. University Parkway is starting to pick up some hitches in there, some slowdowns, and southbound again on 41 by Dr. Martin Luther King Drive, that's slow. Now in South Sarasota, not too bad, just a little hitch right there by 75, and if you're heading into Port Charlotte, a few slowdowns there as well. That has been your first alert traffic. Well, speaking of that traffic, it is our hot story today. Trains, planes, automobiles. AAA says a record-breaking 107 million Americans are expected to take to the roads, the skies, the railways this holiday season. Now, 2017 marks the 9th consecutive year of rising year-end holiday travel. The best time to get a move on: early mornings or after that rush hour commute. And if your schedule permits, actually traveling on the holiday itself isn't such a bad option. Our Marla Spence is on Fruitville. Marla, how are the roads looking right now? And what should people expect as they head out of town for the holidays?
Good morning, Stephanie. The roads right now, I know they look a little bit clear, but I've been seeing cars drive by constantly this morning. Now, coming into work earlier this morning on I-75, traffic was a bit heavier than usual, more trucks and more cars. And although the fog was a bit more dense, slower traffic on the 75. And I know out here you can't really see the fog, but if you take a look at those stoplights up here, they look blurry, but they're really not because of that fog this morning. Now, although the weather conditions this morning might seem a little hazy, the Florida Department of Transportation is working around the clock to make sure that drivers this holiday traveling period are safe. Now, Lauren Hatchell with the Florida Department of Transportation says that this traveling period, that they'll be stopping construction throughout the holiday travel period just to make sure that travelers get to their destinations on time.
This year, that'll start December 24th and it'll go through January 2nd. The only construction that you might see out there would be projects that have been approved to work, but with no impacts to the traveling public. But other than that, all construction would otherwise be suspended, so that shouldn't increase anybody's delays while they're traveling this holiday season.
And coming up in the next half hour, I'm going to be telling you what the Florida Department of Transportation is doing to ensure safety, as well as what you can do if you find yourself in a bind on the expressway. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks, Marla. Some good information. So if you are heading to someplace new, or maybe you need to get around some of that construction that's out there, you may need the help of a good navigation app. So here are a few of our free favorites. First off, this is an easy one. Our ABC 7 app actually has a built-in weather and traffic map. The bonus is it automatically stops running when you close the app, unlike some other navigation apps that drain on your battery. Now, one of the most popular travel maps out there, or travel apps, is definitely Waze. Not only do you get detailed directions, hundreds of Wazers online. They give you a heads up to cars on the side of the road, accidents, construction delays, and much more. And then finally, another good one we like is En Route. That's another good free navigation planner. We like this one because it allows for up to 5 stops during your trip, and then it keeps you right on track to your destination. Well, the holiday headache has already started at the airport, so make sure to leave with plenty time earlier than normal so you don't miss your flight. Here are some pictures sent to us from our very own Erica Jackson. These are the long lines that awaited her at the baggage drop-off area of Tampa International Airport. Luckily, she prepaid for her bag, so she went right into the shorter line they've got there. And speaking of travel, the National Transportation Safety Board is saying 150 train crashes could have been avoided since the 70s. They're emphasizing now that for 50 years, they've warned railroad companies to implement speed control technology in trains. So who has the power to make a difference? Well, according to reports by the Associated Press, it's Congress. They've been extending safety deadlines for railroad companies for years now. NTSN says almost 300 deaths could have been prevented and saved almost $400 million in property damage. And new details of that fatal car accident in North Manatee from yesterday morning. The person driving the car is the mother of the missing teen Jabez Spann. A 33-year-old Bradenton woman was hit and killed while crossing US 301 and 15th Street East in Bradenton. The pedestrian, whose name has not been released, was pronounced dead yesterday. No criminal charges in that case have been filed. Developing overnight, a government shutdown narrowly avoided. One day before government funding officially ran out, Congress passed a short-term measure to avoid that shutdown. The House and the Senate approved a package extending funding through January the 19th, but they're also kicking the can down the road on some tricky political issues like health care and protections for the so-called Dreamers. Now, President Trump is expected to sign the bill before funding runs out at midnight tonight. ABC's Arlette Saenz joins us now from Washington.
With the holidays in sight, lawmakers avoided a government shutdown. The House,
the motion is adopted,
and then the Senate,
the motion to concur is agreed to,
passed a bill to keep the government running through January 19th.
We're ready to work together across the aisle to ensure there is no lapse in funding for critical services.
The measure extends funding for flood insurance and a controversial surveillance program. It funds the Children's Health Insurance Program CHIP, providing coverage for 9 million kids through March. Congress punts until the new year on thorny political issues like spending caps, protections for the so-called Dreamers, and stabilizing health insurance markets. Just as nearly 9 million people signed up for Obamacare next year.
We hope the future will be different, and our Republican friends realize their legislative and political goals are better served by bipartisanship and compromise rather than gridlock and strife.
Another issue waiting till 2018, aid for victims of this year's devastating hurricanes and wildfires. The House approved an $81 billion disaster relief package, but the Senate will take it up next year. President Trump suggested Democrats were eager for a shutdown. He tweeted, "Democrats want a shutdown for the holidays in order to distract from the very popular just passed tax cuts."
There's no Democrat I know that wants the government to shut down. And the president needs to put his Twitter account under his pillow and sleep on it.
President Trump will sign that funding measure later today, and an official says there's a chance he actually will sign the tax bill as well. The president heads down to Mar-a-Lago for the holidays later this morning. Arlette Saenz, ABC News, Washington.
And the just passed tax bill is going to give big boost to the alcohol industry. The Senate slipped in a provision that gives beer, spirits, and wine producers a 2-year reduction in federal excise taxes. Now that means they're going to save a whopping $4.2 billion during that time. Small brewers, this is good for them as well. They're going to see their tax rate cut in half. Big brewers will get a break also, saving roughly $12 million every year. And tax rates for hard liquor drops even more, from $13.50 to $2.75 per gallon. A new study says using Facebook at work is costing more than $100 billion a year. And that's probably just at our station. Listen, we've all been there. Turns out that downtime is taking a bite out of employers' bottom line. The study adds the problem spans all industries and doesn't discriminate against race, gender, age, or education. We think it's John Scalzi. He's been using a lot of Facebook here at work. John.
Sorry?
John,
what?
get
What?
off your phone. Get off
sorry.
Facebook. You've got some weather
Sorry.
to do there, man. Come on now.
Busy with Twitter. We have some very pleasant weather coming up after we get rid of this fog, which is absolutely going to slow some folks' commute time this morning. So
that's right.
Allow some extra time because you don't know when that fog is going to kind of creep up on you. It ebbs, it flows. It's a little better this hour than it was a couple hours ago, but in some locations it's still very thick, especially if you're traveling from inland areas toward the coastline. You're likely to encounter some of that fog. We'll have the details for you coming up in a few.
All right, sounds good. We've got that traffic coming for you as well. We've got more holiday travel tips. It all continues on Good Morning Suncoast. We'll be right back.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Minnesota Flooring has been a proud member of our community. We are proud to provide career opportunities in the flooring and cabinet industry, to partner with local organizations where there is an opportunity to improve our society and better our community, and to continue to provide the quality flooring and cabinets you want for your home. Minnesota Flooring, so many possibilities, worth exploring.
This holiday season, share the greatest gift of all, peace of mind. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with EyeSight are a 2017 IIHS Top Safety Pick. Now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month, or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Tower cam showing off in the distance a little bit of cloud cover. Jim, can you zoom in there off into the horizon and take a look at some of that denser fog that's located a little bit further off? That's kind of the situation today. The fog has lifted somewhat, but it's still thick in places. So assume that you're going to run into it, and hopefully you won't. Let's take a look at the maps. Currently, temperature is 62 degrees with a dew point to match. That's 100% relative humidity, and consequently, with calm winds outside, we have our fog situation. Dense fog advisory up through the morning hours. And about 9, 10 o'clock, I think all of this fog will kind of lift away. We'll have some low-hanging clouds for a time until those two mix away. And then we'll have a pretty nice day, I think, under mostly sunny skies. Rain-free across our region, rain-free across the state of Florida. But surface humidity is high. It's thick. We had a southerly wind flow yesterday that was kind of in advance of that frontal boundary that sunk south and washed away. And that's helped to increase our dew point values just a little bit over the last 24 hours. However, we have another front that's not going to wash away. It's already beginning to create showers and even some snow showers and icing in parts of northern Texas. Dallas seeing some fairly decent rain showers now around their airport, and that's beginning to increase its rain shield as it moves into Arkansas and eventually into Kentucky, Tennessee, and into the Ohio Valley. Rainfall amounts here could become very impressive, 5 inches or better, leading to some localized flooding in this zone of the Deep South. Then further to the north, the frontal boundary encounters the colder air sinking southward through the northern tier, producing snow showers in upstate New York, Bingham and Buffalo, areas around Rome, New Paltz. Going to see some pretty good rain, snowstorms, I think. That moves all the way toward Concord, Lexington, Portsmouth, all seeing some snow showers today or tomorrow. The lows all move northward. The cold front is dragged closer to us, and we get that little chance of rain showers Sunday night into Monday morning, Christmas morning. Now, the thing is, the front should move through here fairly quickly so that by certainly the second half of Christmas Day, we see clearing and we see some very comfortable temperatures, more seasonable for this time of year. Dense morning fog, some afternoon sun, cooler air coming our way as we head into Christmas. This forecast will actually last you through about Sunday. Dense fog chance each and every morning till Sunday. I think by Monday, that dense fog threat is going to be much reduced. Northwest wind coming in at about 5 knots for you boaters, and the forecast looking like this. We'll have about a temperature running around 5 to 8 degrees above average for the next couple of days. Then the front comes through on Monday with that 20% chance of showers, moves through, drops our temps, and we stay a little bit cooler for a couple of days before starting to warm up again. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Here's your look at the first alert traffic that's going out there. A lot of people are going to be hitting the roads this morning, getting a head start on the holidays, also getting some of their Christmas shopping done as well. You do have some slowdowns that we're starting to see. If you're coming in from Palmetto and Ellington, you are going to have some slowdowns on 41 there. And State Road 64, lots of slowdowns in that area, both east and westbound. In North Sarasota, you've got some slowdowns there too if you're heading out to the Bayshore area as well, and some slowdowns on University Parkway. If you're heading down into Port Charlotte, going southbound on 41, lots of little slowdowns in there as well. So leave yourself some extra time for the traffic that's out there, as well as some of those big dense patches of fog that we've been talking about all morning. All right, well, a hero is honored. She jumped in to help and save victims of the Las Vegas shooting without thinking of her own safety. This young hero shares her story with ABC's Carlos Granda.
Brittany Spear proudly shows off her Medal of Courage. She is the only civilian at UCLA Emergency Services ever to get it.
This is not an honor that I would ever expect to get, and it's extremely cool, and I like showing it to people because it's not something I ever thought I would own.
Brittany is an EMT on the UCLA campus, and she was at the concert in Las Vegas with her parents and friends when the shooting started.
Like I told everyone, it was the most fun weekend of my life that ended in the most terrifying night of my life.
Her father was shot in the lower back.
Suddenly, I feel the very slicing, burning sensation in my back, and I scream, "I've been hit."
The family was able to get out, and despite the danger, Brittany used her EMT training to set up a triage area and treated a number of people.
I didn't know if there was a threat, if the threat was still active. I knew that I hadn't heard shots in a while, so I didn't really think about my own safety at that time. I was just thinking about the safety of others.
And that's why she received the medal, Bravery and Poise Under Fire. The UCLA EMS service is unique in that it is run almost entirely by students.
There are student employees that are pre-med, so most of them will go off to medical school. Others will become firefighters, police officers, and the such.
And that's just her. She just jumps in, does what she does, and it's done, and we don't talk about it. But as a father, oh boy, couldn't be more proud of her.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. We've got your weather, we've got your traffic, plus a serial shooter is on the loose in California. We have the 911 call you have to hear. We've got that for you right after the break.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value and great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Make your holiday season extraordinary with a visit to your local Alfa Romeo dealer. Experience affordable Italian-crafted luxury and world-class performance, like our 2018 Giulia, just announced as the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. MSRP starting at $37,995. Or drive home in the 2018 Stelvio SUV. MSRP starting at just $41,995. Premium comfort and excellent handling, even in the most challenging conditions. Now's the time to shift into season and reward yourself this holiday. Come in and see us today.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
All right, and there's a live look outside. We've been talking about the fog all morning, but thankfully it is finally starting to recede a little bit, but you can still see some of that low-lying fog still hanging out over the city. Crazy shot this morning, so make sure you give yourself some extra time if you're leaving in the next few minutes, headed out on that holiday travel or maybe some Christmas shopping. For meteorologist John Scalzi, he's going to have more information on your forecast later on in the show. And of course, quick reminder for you, have a great story idea for us, maybe some cool photos or some video that you want to share. Connect with us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter and our new Instagram page as well. All you have to do is look for My Suncoast. You can also follow myself, Ray, and John Scalzi. We're all on Facebook and Twitter, and there are our pages up there for you as well. All right, it is 6:24, and authorities are desperately searching for a driver they say is terrorizing rural California.
In this morning's GMA First Look,
someone just shot my boss. Somebody shot your boss?
Authorities are desperately searching for a driver they say is terrorizing rural California, randomly firing at passing vehicles.
This is a cowardly act, and we are working very hard to find you.
We will hold you responsible.
10 cars have been hit in the past month around the Fresno area.
If this keeps going, it's going to be a matter of time before we have a murder investigation, and that's what we're trying to avoid.
And in fact, someone was nearly killed earlier this month. One man calling 911 after his boss was struck in the chest with shrapnel while she was driving.
My boss here got shot through her window in the car. Can you send an ambulance?
Okay, did she get hit?
Yes. She's bleeding.
And coming up at 7 o'clock, we'll have details on when the suspects usually strike. With your GMA First Look, I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
When you have a cold, stuff happens. Shut down cold symptoms fast with maximum strength Alka-Seltzer Plus liquid gels.
We came to Burlington to buy a coat.
Well, look what we found. I got holiday decorations.
Barware.
Coffee and chocolate.
Makeup. Christmas dinner.
Amazing electronics.
All the great brands at a fraction of the cost.
Now we know why Burlington isn't Coat Factory anymore.
Volatile markets, something we all think about as we head into retirement. It's why Bright House Financial is committed to help protect what you've earned and ensure it lasts. Introducing Shield Annuities, a line of products that allow you to take advantage of growth opportunities while maintaining a level of protection in down markets, so you can head into retirement with confidence. Talk with your advisor about Shield Annuities from Bright House Financial, established by MetLife.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599. 800-570-7599.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you. Season's greetings from ABC 7's Suncoast View.
All right, coming up on Good Morning Suncoast this morning, what you need to know about the latest holiday travel security alerts and construction updates. Plus, a legend in the world of sports broadcasting has passed away. We'll have that for you in just minutes. And the latest on that heavy blanket of fog that is finally starting to lift a little bit out there today. We've got your forecast, the latest traffic, those stories, and much more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you. It is 6:30 on this Friday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb. Friday, December 22nd. Ray Collins is off on vacation today. Don't think he's gotten too far. Rumor is he's still lost out there someplace in the fog. I think I see him right there. There he is. He stopped at a stoplight.
Carrying a candle.
That's what's happening.
Becky in Omayak has 55 degrees. Cooper in central Sarasota coming in with 64. So is Robert in Northport. Mid-60s is about as cold as it's going to get because we've hit the dew point and the fog has formed.
It is. It's starting to lift a little bit. We like that.
We've been talking about that, but I want to caution people that that does not mean that we are done with the fog.
No, no.
Because fog often gets the thickest just around the sunrise hour. So we still got an hour or so to go before we can get rid of the fog threat completely.
That's right.
And it is thick in places, so you never know whether it's going to develop in exactly your area or not. So assume that you could have fog on your morning commute and that it could be vision limiting. As far as our watches and warnings go, well, we have a dense fog advisory up for everybody here on the Suncoast. Visibility is a little better at the Sarasota International Airport, but still the same at a quarter mile in Punta Gorda. And that's the name of the game. Thick in places, not so much in other places. Look at the Lakewood Ranch webcam. Put it into motion. It was very thick this morning, and then it cleared up just a little bit. And then look at the last few frames. You kind of notice it's getting thick again. So we just have to watch it this morning as we get into the 9-10 o'clock hour. The entire threat will be gone. Mid-60s most everywhere. And as we head into the morning, the fog starts to lift right around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And then we head into the noontime hour under rain-free skies. We get a temperature under mostly sunny skies in the mid to upper 70s. We'll top it out today at about 80 around 3 p.m. under rain-free conditions. Complete forecast in just a few.
All right. Thanks, John. That is your first alert weather. This is your first alert traffic. If you are headed out and about this morning, maybe some last-minute Christmas shopping, or you want to hit the roads and try to avoid that traffic, the word of the day is leave early. Okay, that's actually 2 words. But leave early out there this morning. We've got some slowdowns if you're headed into Sarasota, as well as some slowdowns on State Road 70 by 301. Heading into North Sarasota, we've got a couple little backups in there too. Just a little bit of hiccups around University Parkway, but nothing too major that's out there. Really just leave early because of the fog. If you're headed into South Sarasota, that area is looking pretty good. We do have a couple slowdowns southbound on 41, but nothing too bad out there. Again, just leave yourself some extra time. Some of the patchy fog is making it hard to see some street signs and stop signs and your neighbor's brake lights as well. Our top story this half hour, travel security. About a third of Americans will be hopping in a car, a plane, or a train over the next week or so and a half for the holidays. TSA says it's supposed to be one of the busiest days at the airports. ABC's Diane Macedo tells us what measures to take while traveling this holiday season.
This morning, the holiday rush is underway with record crowds on the road and a 4% increase in travelers at the airports. 2.7 million people are expected to fly today alone, but new technology is making travel safer and faster.
I couldn't believe my eyes as far as the size, the openness, the number of people working on this thing.
Boston's Logan Airport is one of a dozen using conveyor belts and bigger bins to keep those screening lines moving. And the TSA says the security will be just as good, if not better.
If there's a bag that needs a secondary search, it will automatically divert to this lane closest to you.
Still, flyers can expect longer lines this year because of stricter checks for electronics. ABC's David Curley is outside Washington, D.C.
While the weather is still a threat, the sheer volume is the problem. TSA expecting to screen 20% more passengers over these busy days. And don't forget those new rules at TSA. Electronic items bigger than your phone may have to come out of your bag.
Security is being stepped up at so-called soft targets as well, as Homeland Security warns as you travel, shop, and gather together to celebrate the holiday season, we ask you to stay alert. In New York City, the NYPD is deploying special explosive detection K-9 teams, radiation detection devices, and hundreds of additional officers. And in Las Vegas, the city is installing 800 safety posts on the Strip to stop potential vehicle attacks and sending in a record number of Nevada Guard soldiers. Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
According to AAA, Americans are expected to travel more than 50 round-trip miles during the holidays this season, making it the busiest holiday travel period ever recorded. Now, the best time to get a move on, early mornings or after the rush hour commute. And if it works for you, travel on the actual holiday itself. It's not a bad idea. All right, our Marla is live out there. Marla, are you doing any traveling this holiday season?
Yes, Stephanie, I am, and I'm actually traveling on Christmas Day. And for me, that's a great idea because most people will be at their destinations by Christmas, meaning that there's a higher chance that the roads will be clear. And all for me, I'm just playing around. But as I'm observing this morning, the roads on Fruitville Road are a bit more heavier. The traffic out here is a bit more heavier. Now, the Florida Department of Transportation says that drivers can expect all main interstates and main roads to be busy this holiday travel period. Lauren Hatchell with FDOT says the department has an intelligent transportation system which video monitors traffic and monitors how long it will take travelers to get to point A and to point B. And she says workers with FDOT will be working around the clock to make sure that those travelers are safe.
They keep an eye on the roadways and what we're able to do, and not just on the 511 app, but on the display boards that are over the interstate that you'll see as you're driving along I-75, we can alert drivers to upcoming congestion as well so that they can try and seek an alternate route if they're able to get off the interstate.
Now, for travelers who might get in a little pickle on the roadways, if they have a flat tire or they might have ran out of gas, they can dial star 347, and that's when a road ranger will come out to assist them, and they'll only help them with minor repairs or minor things like fixing a flat tire, but they can make sure that they call that number and they'll receive assistance as soon as possible and hopefully get to their destinations right before the holiday. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thanks so much, Marla. Some good information. Well, if you've got a long drive to your holiday gathering this weekend, you may need to stop for gas. So here are a few of our favorite gas price comparison apps. First up, Gas Buddy. That's definitely probably one of the best known ones. This app lists all the gas stations in your area and will show you each one of the prices so you can pick the lowest one for you. Next, if you want to save money on your gas, but you don't really want to do any of the legwork of reporting in, Gas Guru is an easy app to use. And finally, the navigation app Waze. Similar to Gas Buddy, Wazers actually report the best gas prices near your location while it's giving out your destination directions. Well, the holiday headache has already started at the airports, so make sure you leave with enough time so you don't miss your flight and you're able to manage some of those lines. Now, here's a picture sent to us from our very own Erica Jackson. These are some of the long lines that awaited her at the baggage drop-off area of Tampa International Airport. Now, luckily, she prepaid for her bag, so she got to go right into the shorter line in her case. And for the latest on local and breaking news, you guys can download the updated version of our app. We've got all the travel alerts and holiday travel information that you need to know. Plus, today on our app, you're going to find information on the Suncoast scene. Linda previews all the holiday stuff that's going on this weekend. You're going to find information about the Tampa Bay Storm, why the arena football team is suspending all their operations, and more information and local news as well as breaking news. Just check out My Suncoast and you're going to find that app for you. Well, if you're throwing out wrapping paper or, I don't know, maybe Christmas dinner, it's going to stick around with you for maybe an extra day or so. In both Manatee and Sarasota counties, trash won't be picked up Christmas Day or New Year's Day. Regular trash collection will take place one day later for the rest of the days that week. Any regular Friday collection delayed by a holiday will occur on Saturday in those cases. Also, keep in mind there'll be no scat bus service on Christmas Day or New Year's Day with the exception of the Siesta Key Breeze. Now, regular bus service will, however, operate on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve in both of those cases. And a massive garage is sparking neighborhood outrage in Palmetto. Neighbors who live on or around 51st Street West are upset with a garage that was recently built there. ABC 7's Rick Adams has the story.
Well, this is the structure that's stirring up quite the controversy. It's a garage that people who live here say doesn't belong here.
I have to face it every day. Other people get to walk away and not see it.
Sandy Maxon lives directly across the street from this massive garage. It's where she's lived with her husband for 43 years. Maxon says she's not out to get her neighbor who built this, but her and many other neighbors say the garage doesn't fit in with their neighborhood.
Anybody that drives by and happens to see us out in our front yard Their response to us is, quote unquote, how the did he get a permit for this?
The county says the owner of the garage did get the proper permits to build it. Some neighbors say one of the biggest issues is that the structure is just 20 feet from the road, and according to development codes, it needs to be at least 25 feet from the road. This is just one of the many concerns for some folks who live here.
So our primary issue is the fact that the building code on land development code doesn't match up with the comprehensive plan. So with a comprehensive plan, the building wouldn't be anywhere near this big.
Neighbors tell us they have been waiting on receiving paperwork from Manatee County on the code guidelines that allows this structure, but they say they've been receiving the runaround from the county.
The two of us are going to continue to fight this.
Neighbors say the owner of the garage lives right next door to it. We knocked on his door, but there was no answer. And we did reach out to the Manatee County Building Department Director for a comment, but he did not return our phone call. Reporting from Palmetto, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
A new luxury home community is coming to Sarasota. The property is just east of I-75 at Clark Road. Revo Lakes is slated to include more than 100 homes. The Tuscan-inspired community will include walking trails within a gated neighborhood. MI Homes of Sarasota purchased that property. Now, Revo Lakes will be the first conservation subdivision in Sarasota County under the 2050 growth plan. And some sad news this morning. A legendary voice in the world of sports broadcasting has passed away. Dick Enberg reportedly died of a heart attack at his LA home last night. The 82-year-old Michigan native retired in October of 2016. What an amazing career. 60 years of covering Super Bowls, Olympics, Final Fours, Major League Baseball games, so much more. 13 sports Emmys, a Lifetime Achievement Emmy, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This guy's interviewed just about every famous athlete of our generation. He was also known for his baseball catchphrase, "Touch 'em all." For home runs, you will be missed.
I think everyone admired him.
I did. Yes.
Yeah.
Growing up watching sports, he was such a part of our life. I loved Dick Enberg.
He was the face.
Yes, yes, yes.
We have across our region some dense fog in places, lifting slowly, but could return over the course of the next hour or so as dawn begins to break. Then it lifts and we're left with a beautiful, beautiful day, but a little bit on the humid side. We'll talk about it in a second.
All right, sounds good. We're going to have your traffic as well. And still ahead, we're going to have a story. Which states are fighting back against the Trump administration to protect birth control rights? We'll show you who and how when we come back.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Make your holiday season extraordinary with a visit to your local Alfa Romeo dealer. Experience affordable Italian-crafted luxury and world-class performance, like our 2018 Giulia, just announced as the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. MSRP starting at $37,995. Or drive home in the 2018 Stelvio SUV. MSRP starting at just $41,995. Premium comfort and excellent handling, even in the most challenging conditions. Now's the time to shift into season and reward yourself this holiday. Come in and see us today.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Dense fog advisory up for the next hour or so. It expires at 9 o'clock. Visibility at Sarasota International Airport at 125 at a mile and a quarter. That's not too bad. A mile and a quarter is not too bad, especially as the dawn begins to break. That's not going to really bother you all that much. But half mile, quarter mile visibilities, that's a problem. And Punta Gorda still coming in with a quarter mile visibility. Many locations do have reduced visibility, so allow yourself some extra time, especially if you live in a fog-prone area or you're commuting near the coastline. There may be some patches of some dense fog still in existence. 62-degree air temperature, dew point the same, 100% relative humidity, calm winds out there helping to aid the formation of that fog. Across the state, no rain falling even as the fog lifts and we get those low clouds. We won't see any rain today, but rain is spreading throughout the deep south. That's part of a low-pressure area which will continue to lift off to the north and to the east. And in the warmer air, south, produce as much as 5-inch rainfalls, causing some issues with localized flooding in parts of, Texas on up through Arkansas into Kentucky, Tennessee, even into the Ohio Valley eventually by tomorrow. Snow showers falling in the colder air, and boy, there is some colder air sinking southward behind a secondary front. That's going to produce, probably sub-zero or, probably daytime highs in the 0-degree range for a lot of the northern tier states. Stretching all the way into the northeast, you'll probably see freezing temperatures all day long for several days, starting around Christmas time. So if you're traveling to the north, you better pack some warm clothes because it's going to be cold. All associated with that cold front that's approaching us, producing a line of showers. That line of showers approaches our area Sunday night. That'll give us about a 20% chance of a Sunday night, Monday morning shower before that front moves through on Christmas Day and brings us some slightly cooler, more seasonable air. Dense morning fog, afternoon sun, cooler air on the way. That holds us for the next 3 days. Tomorrow morning could see some fog forming again before it burns off under mostly sunny skies. And then by Sunday, we'll watch that front begin to move into the state of Florida early in the morning and by later in the day be on our doorstep as it passes south. Heavy rain through parts of the deep south, as I mentioned, traveling to the Memphis airport, the Dallas-Fort Worth airport, even up towards Cincinnati. You could see some impact from some of those heavier rains. Looking for a snowy Christmas? Well, there will be some snow showers around. Back to the west in the mountains, there will be some. Billings, Montana, seeing some fairly heavy snows, but the northeast particularly seeing over a foot of snowfall accumulations in places. That due to the heavier snow falling in upslope situations just to the north, Binghamton, areas of Buffalo, and even as far to the east as Portland, seeing some rain showers and snow showers transitioning. Northwest wind at about 5 knots today for boaters. Nice day to be out on the waters. And the forecast calls for several warm days, followed by that rain shower on early Christmas morning, and then clearing, followed by some cooler temperatures for the rest of the week. Back to you, Steph.
All right, let's take a look at your first alert traffic. The roads are definitely getting busy out there. The fog is starting to lift in some places, so that's good news, but there are lots of slowdowns out there. You can see all the red on this map. 301, both northbound and southbound are starting to get a little bit clogged up, as well as 41 south and northbound as well. In North Sarasota, the roads aren't looking too bad. You've got a little bit of a slowdown right there on University Parkway, but not too much to see. Again, the congestion continues 41 northbound and southbound in some areas, but South Sarasota County, that's actually looking pretty good out there. Not too many delays. Just take it slow and look out for those patchy fog spots. Well, a federal court in California has blocked the Trump administration from rolling back Obamacare's birth control mandate, and several other states have now followed suit. The administration issued the rules in October that would make it easier for employers to deny insurance coverage of contraceptives for women, citing religious or moral objections to coverage. Attorney generals in California, Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, and New York all filed lawsuits in response. The Justice Department says it disagrees with Thursday's ruling and is evaluating its next steps. Switching gears now to entertainment news. It's going to be a busy Christmas weekend at the box office. Expect another weekend on top for Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Yes! Which could rake in another $100 million or so by Sunday. New this holiday weekend: Pitch Perfect 3, Father Figures, Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour, and Matt Damon in Downsizing. And don't forget, there's also Jumanji and Greatest Showman. Those both got a head start on Wednesday as well. Jumanji and Pitch Perfect sequel number 3 are likely to be the brightest of the new bunch over the holiday weekend. Plus, also out today, the Will Smith movie Bright on Netflix. Now, this one marks the streaming service's most expensive action movie to date. Also probably its worst reviewed movie. David Ehrlich of IndieWire says the buddy cop fantasy film is the single worst movie of 2017. Vanity Fair calls it a dreadful bore. It's not all bad, though. I mean, Variety magazine says it's the best Netflix movie to date. So maybe just have to see that one to figure it out. Still ahead, we're going to update your top headlines and Fiona's first Christmas, how the sweet and famous Cincinnati Hippo is celebrating this year. We've got it all for you when Good Morning Suncoast returns.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
The savings are bigger than ever during the Big Finish event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Why settle for less when you can shop the Suncoast's largest selection of America's favorite vehicles? Come take a drive and see why Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV of all time. Or for impressive off-road performance with a little bit of Suncoast style, shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
At Here Care Audiology, we treat you like family.
It was almost like I did not know what I was missing until I had hearing devices put in. And now I can hear so much more than I could before.
Hey, how does it sound?
Oh my goodness, it sounds so much better. I can hear so much better.
Schedule your appointment today. Call 941-219-4071.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks
in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Season's greetings from the all-new Good Morning Suncoast team.
Here are some of the top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast today. The FBI and the Sarasota Police Department are raising the reward for information in the disappearance of Jabez Spann. Now, the reward for information on his disappearance has now been brought up to $50,000 in that case. Plus, the Republican-led Congress narrowly passed a stopgap spending bill that keeps the government funded through mid-January, avoiding a shutdown that was supposed to happen at midnight tonight. And a legend in sports broadcasting has passed away. Dick Enberg reportedly died of a heart attack at his L.A. home last night. The 82-year-old had an amazing 60-year career covering sports and Super Bowls, Olympics, Final Fours. You name it, that man covered it. What an amazing career he had. Finally this morning, if 2017 had a mascot, it would be sweet baby Fiona. The chubby charmer, born 6 weeks premature at the Cincinnati Zoo, was destined for viral stardom. Millions tuned in and watch videos from the zoo every week. You can check out the zoo's Facebook page. They just released a video of Fiona's very first Christmas. How cute is she?
Pretty darn cute.
I love that. Well, your Suncoast News continues online at mysuncoast.com and on the ABC 7 app. Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next.